Hi, how are you doing? Welcome back. Nice to have you here. I am in my sewing room and I've been working on a couple of little projects, and it's just nice to have the time and energy to work in here again. And spent a little time a couple days ago reorganizing the closet of doom, um, because I wanted to have access to a couple big bins of fabric that I had in there, and they were tucked back in the corner, which when I was putting things away made sense, but then when I start using things did not make sense because I had to take those whole, I had to just, it was a pain. So that got me in there, cleaning stuff around, moving stuff around, cleaning stuff out, and I found a couple little projects that I wanted to work on. First little project is just a mend and make do project. This is a skirt that I've had, well, it's a Hannah Anderson skirt. And my kids are in their 20s now, my daughters. And so it's been a while since I have ordered Hannah Anderson clothes for my kids. And I know that I know I got this skirt like on a end of season sale when they were little, and I was buying them Hannah Anderson jammies for Christmas and things like that. But it is a long wool skirt, goes almost to my ankles. It's a nice A-line style, and it's a knit wool. And being Hannah Anderson, it's a really, really nice quality. I love this skirt, and I used to wear it all the time. But at some point, I've already started picking the zipper out, but the zipper, I think, got caught in the laundry on something, or I don't know. And it has a tiny little hole right here by where the zipper attached, and the zipper pull came off. And it's one of those things that I know once I get everything set up and I found a zipper that I can replace it with, it's not going to take me hardly any time at all to replace the zipper and have a wearable skirt again. And like I said, it's a very nice quality wool skirt, and it's gotten cold here, and I got rid of a lot of my skirts like a fool, and I actually like wearing skirts. So I'm gonna repair this one. I'll have it to wear this holiday season and through this winter, and maybe even use it as inspiration and a pattern guide to make myself another skirt. I see it has another little hole right here, so there might be some other mending. I think it got caught in something, or maybe a dog, maybe a puppy got a hold of it. Those aren't moth holes. I know they're not moth holes. So they're just little holes that it got snagged on something. Again, the skirt's probably close to 20 years old, so the fact that it's got two little holes, not the end of the world. I can darn mend, patch those, maybe, I don't know what I'll do. I'll figure it out. Then I've also started another little project. So I'll take you over here to the cutting table and show you what the other project, actually, no, it's right here. Yes, it's right here. So this is the other project that I'm working on. It's the Studio Tunic by Liberated. And I think I'm making this view. And it's kind of I love that their patterns come in sizes 0 to, I think, 24. Yes. So lots of body shapes, body sizes, and options in most of, if not all, of their patterns. And I made the crossback apron, not from them, it's a different pattern. There's a video on that last spring, before I moved. I don't know when I made that. And it's very versatile and very nice. The apron with the big pockets. Like you got a pair of leggings and a t-shirt on and you don't have any pockets, throw that apron on. But this tunic, I like this option better because it's more like a little dress. It doesn't have the open back like a crossback apron. And depending on what fabric you make it out of, it can be kind of apron-like. You can make it out of just some, quilt cotton prints and have it kind of a throw-on apron, smock kind of thing. Or you could make it out of a denim or a corduroy or a lightweight wool. And I'm going to make the pockets as the pattern has them. But I also think you could probably modify and make some different pocket options. I don't know why anybody would want to, if you're going to make your own clothes, you'd want to make something without pockets. But if you wanted it more streamlined and not the big pockets and more of just like a little jumper tunic with a little, little more work casual kind of look, maybe change up the pockets. I know the pattern is written that all the seams are French seams, but you wouldn't have to do those side seams as French seams, and you could put inseam pockets in there if that's the look that you would prefer to have. But it's a nice versatile pattern. My sister has made a couple of these in this pattern, and I just thought they were super cute. So I got it myself, and I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna take you over to the cutting table and show you the fabric that I'm working with. Okay, so here we are. I've got all my pattern pieces all cut out. More about the facings and interfacings in a minute. I did not follow the pattern, and I should have, but they'll be fine. But this is just a lightweight cotton. It was in my stash. I think it's something I got from my old job, and it's got a nice, drape to it, and I've had it for a decade, close to, and I had quite a bit of it, so I have plenty to make this pattern, and I think it's kind of almost got a stonewash look to it, and it's got this very subtle, I don't know if you can see it in the light, it's not a stretch and it's not a ribbing, but it has a little striped pattern to it. But I did notice as I was laying it out, it's a horizontal, the stripe is, the weave is a horizontal stripe. It'll be fine. I might have, if I had chosen to, had enough to fold it the other way and had the stripes go vertically, but I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, this is going to be something I'm going to wear around the house probably. And so the pattern is another one of these print your own patterns that you tape the pieces together and either trace or cut out. I chose this time to cut the pattern pieces out at the size that I was going to make. I hope I won't regret that later, but I was kind of being stingy with time. And it takes a long time to get everything cut, everything taped together, and then get your tracing paper out and trace over it. And then, yeah. So if this ends up being the right size for me, it's a very loose fitting garment, so it doesn't have to be, it's not particularly fitted, then we should be good. And I like I had these all laid out and then I picked them up and moved them. I like the method that they suggest you use for interfacing your facing neck and armhole facing pieces, but I didn't do that. What they have you do is take your facing piece and your fusible interfacing and sew them along this edge, right sides together, and then flip it around and then fuse it so you don't have this unfinished edge. And I forgot that was in the instructions, and I just had my iron hot yesterday and I was cutting out my pieces and I fused everything, which is how I've done it for years. It just doesn't leave as nice of a finished edge. So I'm gonna go over on my machine, I'm gonna sew these facings all together, and I'm gonna finish the edges with like just I'm not gonna get my overlocker out, I'm just gonna do a zigzag or overlock stitch on my regular machine to finish that. But this is today's project, and I don't know how much I'm gonna get done, but just for reference, that is the pocket. See how big that pocket is? That's my forearm. So talk about pockets that you can, usable pockets that you can put things in. It also has a little inner, pocket that kind of goes inside this pocket for like your phone, and you can put a stitch line to have like a pen or something, which is really nice because you throw your phone into a big pocket like this and it'll get buried with other things. So kind of cool. I think actually I cut 2 of those. I only needed to cut 1, and it has a little hanger loop for the back, at the back yoke, which is kind of a cute. That's a nice little, just little extra features. So you can hang it on a hook. Again, if you want to use it more like an apron, you can hang it on a hook in your workroom or your kitchen, and that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to sit here and get to work. I think I'm going to start with this skirt first. Where did I put? There we go. I'm going to pick this zipper out of the seam and figure out how to get the new one in without having to do too much major surgery on the waistband of this skirt. And then I'm gonna get going. And I had another video for y'all. I actually I put on makeup and I had the lights nice in the parlor, and I filmed this video and I transferred it to my computer to edit, and there were two halves of it, and somehow or other I lost the first half of it. So I don't have that video anymore. And I had already deleted it from my phone. And I'm usually pretty good about, I want to clean off, or my camera, either one, it depends on which one I'm using. And I'm usually pretty good. I'd like to keep, once it's safely on my hard drive or my external hard drive and everything, keep my memory clear in my recording devices. But usually I don't delete it until the actual video has been uploaded to YouTube, just for that very reason. And I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I accidentally deleted or if it got corrupted or what happened to it. So, what was I talking about in that video? I honestly don't remember. Well, I know one thing I was talking about. It was recorded right around Halloween. So I don't know, where did November go? Wasn't it just like Halloween yesterday? I thought September and October flew by, but November, it's almost Thanksgiving here. Probably I don't know. Now that I have faster internet, you might get these videos much more often. But what I was talking about was my need to scale back, which I think I mentioned a little bit in the hall painting video as well. It's been almost 6 months, 5.5 months since I moved in here. And of course, I made the offer on the house and started the buying process in April. So it's been more than 6 months that I've been in process of doing this move. So all the, other end, before I moved, the packing and all that stuff at the other end of the move happened long before move-in day here, as anybody who has done a big move can attest to happening. And so I kind of hit a wall. The fence project took a lot out of me, as I have previously mentioned. That all the different paint projects took a lot out of me. And and I had COVID in there in the middle of it. Although I kind of keep forgetting that I had COVID because it just seemed like such a non-event. But, it came at the end of a whirlwind trip, including 2 14-hour drives to up north. And so I don't know if some of my exhaustion, here this fall has been, post-COVID related. It could be. But yeah, either way, I was hitting a wall. And also the time change, the weather change. I did not sign up for sub-freezing temperatures when I moved to Alabama. And I was talking with friends at an event last night, and they're like, yeah, this isn't normal. It's been, I don't have a thermometer in this room, but it's been down into the 20s this week overnight and barely getting into the 50s during the day. And so it's chilly. It's been chilly around here. And of course, heating these big tall rooms with these janky windows again is a challenge. Could be. I haven't gotten my first heating bill, but we all know. We're all living in this world right now. And, but just, it's dark, early, it's cold, and I've just been, burning the candle at both ends, and I have some other things coming up through the holidays, family related, nothing critical, but just stuff and things. And so yeah, I was just kind of hitting a wall and not taking good care of myself. I have not been eating well. I haven't been taking care of myself, and I haven't been putting good fuel in my engine. It's a real easy pitfall when you've been busy, with the move and the new town and all those things, and to just buy frozen dinners and baked potatoes every other meal, or cold cereal, or whatever it's been, and not, put really good food in my system. I would have moments. I mean, I haven't done eating just junk food for 6 months, but I haven't, especially the last couple weeks there where I was kind of burning out. So I had to, because I would work hard on painting or cleaning or yard work or whatever, and it would get to be evening, and then I'd come in and I'd take a shower, and then I was just so wiped out that I had no energy left to stand in the kitchen and cook anything. And I also would forget to take things out of the freezer to have them ready to cook easily. So I had to sit down with myself and said, self, you got to get your crap together here and take better care of yourself, because you're all you got. I mean, I am not all I have. I have very dear friends. I have friends here in Selma that would have my back and be here to help me if I needed it. I have friends elsewhere. I have family members. Even my ex-husband would, if I were in dire straits, he would still be there to help me out if he could. So it's not like I'm alone in the world, woe is me, but I'm alone here in this house most of the time. And if I'm just not feeling my best, then I got to take care of myself. So anyway, I had to sit down, meditation with myself, and listen to myself. And my body told me, cool your jets a little bit, calm your tits, eat something. I guess my inner voice is an old grandma, which isn't a surprise, right? She was like, Beth Ann, put your hair back out of your eyes, have something good to eat, and go take a nap. My grandma didn't sound like that. Maybe she did. I don't remember now. But she did always say, put some barrette in your hair. Get the hair out of your eyes. So I have been making a much more concerted effort to plan meals, grocery shop appropriately, go through my freezer, because I hate to waste food, and balance. It's all about balance. Some days it is a frozen something or other from the freezer section of the grocery store, but other nights last week I made red wine braised short ribs and mashed potatoes and green beans. And it was so good. Such comfort food. I'm a Midwestern girl. Meat and three is, well, that's kind of a Southern thing too, but a nice hearty main dish with potatoes and vegetables is just, I didn't wash it all down with a big old 8-ounce glass of milk like I would have back when I was a kid, but it would stick to your ribs, winter hearty food. And that's what I'm trying to do. Balance those things that take all afternoon to cook with what can I go in and throw together. And well, yesterday I went in to throw together some of the leftover short ribs on a ciabatta roll and some provolone cheese and made a really good kind of roast beef sandwich. I didn't have French dip, but it was close enough. And so anyway, that's kind of where I have been at lately, and getting back into my creative space here. And I don't know if you can tell, I've rearranged this room yet again, because it just goes to show my thing that you can't know how you're going to live in a house until you've lived in the house. Designers and TV shows real estate shows, and they come in and then they design and decorate the whole space before the family has even moved in. It's like, well, that doesn't work for me. I've rearranged this room 3 times now, not including rearranging that closet, because the light, this moving throughout the space, things like that, finding a place to put up my ironing board and my plugging close to an iron or close to an outlet where I don't have to squeeze around, have the ironing board in the way, just little ergonomic things like that. And I've moved my sewing machine cabinet in front of the double windows now. So I have this wonderful northern light coming in here. I can look out over the neighborhood while I'm sewing, and I have better lighting because I have the ceiling light behind me, and then I have the window light coming in this way, so I can see better until nighttime anyway, but I do have good lighting over here as well. And when the sewing machine is put away and this is just a cabinet, I've done a couple jigsaw puzzles on here because it's not my dining room table, so it's not in the way in there. I do have a TV in here, and the light is good for jigsawing. And this table actually has a leaf on the back that I could open it up and pull it away from the window even more. And so this is a nice work space. I mean, not just for if I wanted to draw or paint or do other crafts, I'd have this table in front of the window, and that would be a bonus. So just kind of getting back to what feeds my soul as well as feeding my body has just been a strong lesson to me lately. I'm taking a little bit of a break from bigger projects, but there's still some big projects and some medium projects. There's always going to be a project around here, but I like to hunker down in the winter, so it's time to hunker down and get doing some things. And also things like this, like repairing this skirt, using of that fabric. And I kind of would like to set a goal. I don't know, I'm really bad at setting timelines for goals. There's a lot of really beautiful fabric. Maybe that'll be another video. We'll go through my stash and see what's in there, because I wouldn't have to go, I mean, I might have to go get thread or a button here or there at a store, but and I might need to get some patterns. I've been looking at patterns lately too, but I have enough material and projects in there probably that I wouldn't have to go buy fabric for a long time. I say that, but you know how it is if you're also a crafter. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to keep sewing today. If thoughts come to me as I'm sewing, I'll keep chatting with you, and we'll see how this little outfit turns out at the end of the day. So here's my finished studio tunic. You see the back yoke, a little hanging hook, loop, and the big pockets and the little phone pocket. It's a good length. It hits right at the knee. I like that. And it fits pretty well. I mean, it's pretty shapeless, so it doesn't have a lot of fitting. I haven't given it a final starch and press, but this fabric, which I could not tell you what this fabric is or where it's from, but it was a perfect fabric for this project. It's nice weight and it drapes well, it fits well, it's sewed together beautifully. Pattern has a lot of really cool features to it. All those seams are French seams, and a lot of top stitching and things like that. So it finishes very nicely on the inside, and I really like it. I really think I will make more of these in different fabrics. I did modify the pattern in one way from what it is designed. It's designed with a center seam, and when my sister made it, she made it out of a print. Well, she didn't think about matching the print in the front. I'm sure it would be very easy because it's a straight seam in the front. So if you had a plaid or a print that you needed, it's not at an angle, it's on a straight grain. But I figured, well, if it's on a straight grain, why not just put it on the fold? So you take 5/8 of an inch off the edge of the pattern and put that on the fold, because there would have been a 5/8 inch seam here. And it worked great. The center seam does give a little design detail to the front, especially when you foul it and top stitch it. It maybe gives it a little bit more shape. I'm having a little bit of a problem with a little gapping here in the front, and maybe that wouldn't have been an issue if I had did it as the pattern. If I were to make the V-neck, I probably would do the center seam, because that'll just make putting the V-neck in that much easier. But if you don't want to have to try to match a center, if you have a print or something, then do it my way. I think it works great. So I'm going to make more of these. Let's talk about what maybe is my next project. I have 3 different chunks of fabric here that I pulled out of my bins the other day to work on, and I chose this one to start with. And I'm going to make something out of one or all 3 of these in the next little bit. One idea is I have this, it's a gray kind of a sweatshirt fleece that it's not a brushed fleece though. It's just a smooth back knit. It's actually the right side is more brushed, softer. And originally I was going to make this tunic out of this as like a winter tunic because it's a little heavier weight. But I think, let's see how many yards of this I have. 1, 2, yeah, a little over 3 yards, approximately 3 yards of this. So it's enough for pants if I wanted, and I think that's what I bought it for originally, is I was going to make some pull-on pants with like deep pockets for when I was walking dogs and stuff. That was my original intention, I think, when I bought this fabric. But if there's 3 yards, there's enough to make perhaps a comfy dress with sleeves, or something. There's more than I need to make this tunic for sure. So, but not enough that it would leave enough to do anything with the remainders. So that's option A. Something out of this just gray knit. Something comfy, something warm, but I don't know what that's going to be. I'm thinking maybe a dress. So like I don't know what the word is I want, but some kind of comfy dress. Oh. Hi, Netflix. The second option is we have holidays coming up. I don't really have any big plans for the holidays, but it's always fun to make something for the holidays. And if you watched my witch hat video, this is the fabric I thought I was looking for, what I was looking for, but the fabric that I ended up making the witch hat out of ended up being a better option. That this is the stretch velvet that I thought that was. And this, I believe, came from the bin of fabric my sister sent me last year, and it's wide. It's very wide. That's the selvage edge, but it's very wide fabric. It's well, yeah, it's probably at least 54, if not 55 inches wide. So that gives me a lot to work with, and it is 2 yards maybe. Yeah, 2 yards. So I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do out of this is make a simple but elegant skirt, an A-line pull on. Maybe I'll do a waistband with a invisible zipper or an elastic back and a smooth front waistband kind of thing. So it's not gathered in the front. It hangs soft or flat. But I think that's what this is going to be, and that's, a day or two project. Deciding what pattern, and I think I have a pattern I could use. It's just a mid-calf length pattern that I could lengthen. And I think there would be enough of this. So that's option B, is a skirt for the holidays. Do I have anything to wear on the top half of that skirt for the holidays? I don't know, but I'll go back in the bin and we'll see what we can find. And then the last option is, again, another piece of fabric from my sister. This striped, it's a slinky knit, which is not fun to sew on, but it's nice and comfortable to wear and surprisingly warm for, what it is. And again, I think it's 2 yards approximately. Yeah. It's a good color for me. It would be a good color for the holidays. It would be a good color for just in general. And I've been thinking all along since I got this fabric from her that it would make a nice two-piece outfit that I could make a top and then make a skirt. But then I was also thinking that maybe I would make like long wide leg pants out of it and a top, but I don't know, because I need, for my length, I need more like 2.5 yards to get the legs, and then that only leaves about a 1/2 yard for a top, so I'd have to do like a short sleeve top, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to look through patterns, see what I can find. I know I have a couple quick sew patterns that this would definitely work up nicely in. I just have to decide how and where I would wear it and what its purpose would be. So that's option C. So if I haven't made a decision, well, I think the easy decision is the velvet, because I know what I want to make out of that. So that's probably going to be the next project, because I don't have to think about it. So if you have, if you want to have a vote or a suggestion, go ahead and tell me what you think I should make out of these other two. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of how much random fabric I have, because I would like to make more of these little tunics, and I have some more of that tie-dyed cotton that I made the crossback apron out of. I think I have enough of one of those that I could make this out of a fun tie-dye fabric, and who knows what else might be in there. I think there's a couple pieces of fabric that I don't want to make anything out of. You ever have that where you're like, why did I buy this? But we'll maybe explore the contents of my unfinished projects, or projects that have been sent into the abyss of the closet of doom, closet of opportunity, closet of possibilities, endless possibilities, and see what else we can pull out. But this was my Saturday project. I started it yesterday with cutting the pattern and everything, but sewing wise, it just took me today to sew together, and that was after even I was talking on the phone and sewing at the same time and made a mistake and had to tear it out. So, and also repairing the zipper on that other skirt. That was also this part of today's sewing project. So now that I've made this one, so the pattern's all printed and ready to go, I can definitely whip one of these up in a day. And I like that. I like projects that I can wake up in the morning and go, oh, I've got everything I need for this. Let's do it. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.